up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Ladies Who List Atlanta review. We are down here. I'm trying to figure out a way to this light ring. I think I know what I'm going to have to do in order for us to not have the light ring reflecting in my glasses and kind of like being in line. You see how it's in line? It's in line with my eye. So I'm trying to get it to um where it's not in my eye all the time, right? So go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. So we start off where we left off, and with Kiana and Robin having their conversation about these contracts that Kiana expected for um, Robin to hold for her. And as it turns out, she was like, okay, let's talk about the money thing. And she was like, yeah, okay, you was going to charge me $500. She was like, that's $13,000. And she was like, no, 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 no. I was going to charge you $500 flat. And she was like, wait. So Kiana was like, I understood it. The way I left that conversation, I understood her to be charging me $500 for each contract. Now, in the comments, some people were saying that $500 each is still cheap. It's still a good price. I want to get underneath the light. See, and everywhere I look, because the light is like right there. But you're just going to have to deal with it right now. I apologize. So, unless I face like this the whole time. So, yeah. So, she said that. I'm going to do it like that. She said that she wasn't going to pay, that wasn't supposed to be $500. Should I do it like that? Because y'all can see the eyes now, right? Unless I look like this. And so she said that it was gonna be $500 flat. And so it was a misunderstanding, right? It was a misunderstanding. Kiana said she understood it to mean $500 each. And she was like, no, why would I do that? I wouldn't do that to you. Why would I do that? That's why it's so important. They did a pinky promise and was like, from now on, we're going to get clarity from each other, right? She was like, I would never do that. She's like, okay, in the future. She's like, girl, you messed up on that one. Your little pride got in the way and you couldn't even clarify. Let me just get this straight. And then why didn't the husband call? Like, y'all was really about to not be cool with her because you misunderstood what she said. And then luckily she's not that type of person who would be offended that you would think that she would do you wrong. Like, girl, I'm offended you think I would do you like that, number one. And you about to sit with that, and you came to our little get together on 10 because you had an idea that was completely wrong. You need to eat that. You need to eat that, girl. That was your pride getting in the way. She didn't have nothing else to say. So she said, I'm going to let her have it. I'm going to let her have it. Just admit to the miscommunication. So we get to hibachi with Tiana, and he said forget about it. Remember I told you, I was like, I didn't know if he meant forget about it, like that's good, or forget about it. Hell no, I didn't put too much money in this. So basically he said I would think my place would go for more for 2.2 and a quarter or 2.5. That's what he said. And she was like, well, basically, no, no one's going to pay for that right now. It'll probably be sitting. Okay. What you do to your house may not be what the next person wants. When y'all putting carpet in the bathroom and putting ugly tile in the bathroom, that black and pink tile, I didn't see. When I be looking at houses, y'all really know how to fuck up a bathroom and a kitchen. Y'all really know how to fuck up a kitchen. Cabinets be just tired and through. The bathtub is a mess. Tiles in the bathroom, carpet, fucking trim in the bathroom. Why would you put burgundy and green ivy around the damn bathroom trim? It'd be ugly. But everything you think is cute in your house, the next person may not like it. So while you didn't put $1 million into your home, the next person might be like, this shit is a mess. Gut it all. And see, and then you'll be feeling bad because you didn't thought you did something. So she basically was like, let's table it and revisit. And he was like, okay. Cristyl, Kiana, and Kiera go out. I don't know where they were. I don't know where that place was. Maybe y'all in Atlanta can tell me where they were. I couldn't place it. I was like, where are they? I couldn't even see where it was. So they went out. They're all sitting around. Kiera and Kiana and Cristyl all basically have some issues with Robin. That's what they all have alike. And let's just see if they had the same type of reconciliation that I had with Robin, is what Kiana says. Cristyl shares she didn't sleep well. Kiera says, how I grew up, I'm very calm. I approach things in an adult manner, in a positive manner. I expect the same respect. I'm not quite sure how you can approach you unfollowed me and without coming off a little juvenile, right? We do kind of make it seem like it's not a big deal that someone unfollowed you. But if it's somebody that you feel and that you had some type of, rapport with, and all of a sudden they stop following you, kind of wonder why. Some people stop following you, like, I don't give a fuck. But then there's some people legitimately who unfollow you, like, why? Why did you do that? Right? Some people react a different way. It's not just as flippant as, you want to make it seem. It's very juvenile, but it's how we learn. And the way that Instagram and these websites are set up in order to give you like rewards, instant rewards for things that you put out, it feeds that need for acknowledgement and recognition, immediate acknowledgement and recognition. It feeds that. That's why people get addicted to it, because they are feeding off of the responses that they're getting, right? So it becomes juvenile when you go and look for somebody to engage with them and they've unfollowed you. So it's I don't know how you can approach it in an adult manner. And I did feel like at that particular scene, Robin wasn't really focused on what Kiera was talking about, because I think she felt that Kiera's grievance was juvenile and silly. Like, girl, get over it. I unfollowed you. What's next? And then when she responded with, don't act like you're a fan online and then get to dinner and act like you're an op, it didn't even make sense. I'm inviting you here. How am I acting like an op when I invited you here? And according to my notes, Kiera was one of the first people that Robin mentioned when she said she wanted to get this firm together. So clearly she knows your skill set, and you approached it like, and I'm with Robin. I will get to it. We'll get to it. I'm with Robin though. I agree with her. I agree with her, and I think if more women would stop using the identity of womanhood to kind of be the foundation of their relationships instead of actually the person's character, I think more people would be better off. I think when we get we get focused on these social constructs and then use these social constructs to be biased towards other people, and it really does everybody a disservice. It really does. um I didn't know that the word trigger would trigger her. They're laughing about it. I didn't think it was funny. And I thought it was really insensitive that Robin was slapping hands and laughing about it. I'm not Robin, Cristyl. And I was like, so I didn't know that it would, they thought it was funny. So me with an understanding, you thinking that it's funny, you slapping hands about it. I feel like you saying you didn't know the word trigger would trigger her is not completely the truth. And from my vantage point, it seems as though Cristyl has a weird relationship with handling the truth. Because as we could see, when she went to her therapist, she was not handling the truth in its entirety, right? She told the therapist, half of the truth, portions of the truth, which doesn't help the therapist help you when you're not completely honest. Hey, let me tell you something. Be honest with your therapist. You don't do yourself a favor, you do a disservice to the therapist. You're not even allowing the therapist to do their job if you're not honest with them. You have to be honest. And they're not there to judge you. So whatever idea that you have of yourself, cut it out. Cut it out. Allow the therapist to get the real story and help you work through it. When you start operating from your ideal self and talking to a therapist, you're not showing up. You're not showing up. You're sending a representative. Come on. Get with it. If you're supposed to be doing the work, do the fucking work. Stop lying to your therapist. Stop sitting there telling them stories that only make you look like you weren't the one who was really wrong. Don't do that. I had no idea this was going to cause that. I need to go look up a synonym for triggered. I'm not jealous that Kiana spoke to um, Robin at all. I don't believe that they really reconciled. And then she keeps mentioning that Robin is like one of her BFFs. Tiffani also said she was triggered. She said Tiffani needs to stay in her lane and mind her business. Well, at that moment, that was everybody's business. Everybody was there to discuss business, and you came in antagonizing the situation and made it worse than what it actually could have been. And I'm still trying to figure out what your motivation was. What was your goal at that meeting? Was your goal for you to sit down and have this meeting to collaborate with other women who are doing well in real estate in Atlanta? Or was it to prove and validate to yourself that your friend Robin doesn't get along with women? So create a hostile environment so they could see, I told you she didn't get along with women. I told y'all. And I don't even know why she's trying to do this thing with women. She doesn't even get along with women. Y'all saw how she acted the other night. I know I said triggered 8 times, but I didn't know that was going to trigger her. I need to go look up another word for triggered. So you playing games, and I don't like to play games with people, especially when I know that you're playing games and you know better than that. I know Cristyl knows better than that. I know she does. I know she does. Carlos and Robin. Carlos is the man that is, I guess Robin and Carlos have this real estate relationship. They do a lot of business together, and apparently he had a listing that he gave to someone else, and Robin is upset about it. It's a property that has a good commission, and she wants her money. And so she goes to Carlos' house. I love how she just walked in his house and set her purse down. Like, that's her friend, honey. She walked through, and here comes his assistant. She's trying to stay in character. I'm sorry, that's business. He went out of town. She was like, well, he was supposed to meet me or whatever. So she gets on this FaceTime with him, and she was like, you know where I am? He was like, look like you in my look like you in my house. She's like, you didn't know we had a meeting? So she's basically telling him that she saw the listing. The girl used her video. That's my money. Are we talking business? She's not supposed to have it. It's supposed to be mine. You just don't give that much money away. We have a real estate marriage, and I feel like he has his little hand in my purse. I said, I know that's right. She said, but we were fighting. He said something about her having a temper, and she wants her property back. And he says, you need to work on your temper. She was like, okay, if you work on your temper, I'm gonna work on mine. And she said, well, when you get back, are you gonna take me out to dinner? He was like, yeah, I'll take you out to dinner when I get back. So that was it for that. At first I was like, who is this man? Who is this man? Carlos Los, C-Los. What was she calling him? C-Los. She was calling him something. So they just seemed to be doing business together. I thought it was cute. Actually, so far in every episode, we've seen Robin do business. Some kind of business. In the last episode, did we see her do some business? Did she sell something? I think it was the last episode. Every episode, I feel like I see Robin doing something as it relates to real estate. But we'll see. Tiffani and Tiana, they are working out, and they start talking about Tiffani's new office, her Hawes Law Firm, I think is what it's called. So she was talking about how her law firm is going to be a little different. They're going to celebrate closing. We're going to have champagne and wine and stuff like that because it is a celebration. She wants to make sure that this grand opening is a safe space, so she's not inviting Cristyl. She does not like the way Cristyl treated her friend. How she treated her friend rubbed me the wrong way. I did meet with Robin. She was like, well, what about Robin? She's like, no, she can come. I'm cool with Robin. I met with her. We just connected on several different levels. Basically, she likes Robin. I think she said she's not interested in her business, but more so of being a friend. So maybe that's like a response to the conglomerate that they want to do, the brokerage firm that they want to do. She's not, I don't know. I kind of got that she was saying like, as far as business goes, we're good, but I would like to be her friend. I think that was what I got from that. You let me know. Um, you just don't know where people are from, where people come from. How we were raised is how we were molded. Everyone is the way they are because of what happened to them. Everyone. I'm the way that I am because of my experiences, my truths, my observations. I have not necessarily gone through every single thing, but I've seen people go through things. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that and I assess it and be like, oh, okay, I don't want to go through that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, that seems good, right? And then you got stuff to unlearn, the way that you respond. And I think a lot of people are coming into that awareness that your first relationships at home are going to mold how you deal with people in school, then how you deal with people in the workplace, how you deal with your friends, how you deal with intimate partners, how you relate to other people in relationship comes from how you were brought up. Your caregivers, parent, guardians, whoever brought you up, that's how it focused. Everybody is the way that they are because of how they were raised and what they learned along the way or unlearned along the way. And all of them, Tiana shares with us that her mother was on drugs. Her mother was on drugs, but she wouldn't be where she is today if it wasn't for that. She feels like it kind of helped, it motivated her. And I related to her so much. A lot of these women, the different things that different stories that they're saying, a little, each of them, I relate to in a way. That's a beautiful thing about having a cast like this, where all the women look different, come from different places, but you yourself can like relate to portions of things that they're saying. She basically said she had to be self-motivated, that no one was encouraging her. I know how that feels. I don't even want to get emotional about it, but I know how it feels not to be encouraged to be the very best. I know how it feels not to feel like someone is pushing you to see your maximum potential, right? I know how it feels for you to have potential and no one cultivated. No one take time to be like, look, this girl has potential. Somebody needs to stay on her. They do that for boys a lot. I don't see a lot of times girls, we have to have a level of self, like you have to be self starters. You have to be motivated. You have to have some ambition, because sometimes the people around you are not going to motivate you. They're not going to encourage you. They're not going to push you. And that's just what it is. And that's just what it is. um why I do what I do. And let me tell you something. I love Tiana's outfit in her confessional. That black outfit that she has on with the shoulders are kind of like squared off, not too pronounced, but just a little hint. And they squared off and they go like this. And the design on it is beautiful. I like Tiana. I like Tiana. I was looking at her the last episode. I don't know, for some reason she reminds me, like she could be related to Richard Pryor or something. It's something about her face. She reminds me, she doesn't look exactly like Rain Pryor, but she has, I think it's around in her mouth right here. She reminds me of Richard Pryor and Rain Pryor. Like she look like they can be cousins or something like that. I know. You're probably like, girl, what? Yeah, when I first saw her, I was like, she reminds me of Rain Pryor. I don't know why. It's around her mouth. But anyways, so she basically said that she had to be self-motivated. She had to, her father, the mother was on drugs, so her father raised her. And then they started talking about the mother-daughter relationships and trauma, how trauma affects people differently. Like we see that Kiana had a struggle upbringing. Tiana had a struggle upbringing. Cristyl didn't have that. Cristyl seems to be the one with the damn personality that I'm having the hardest time dealing with. And I'm giving Cristyl the benefit of the doubt. I keep giving her pretty ass the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt because I do notice that viewers feel like they need to choose someone to align themselves with, and therefore kind of like, I'm team so and so. I don't want to do that with this crew because I like every last one of them. I do. I think I'm so thankful that these women are brave enough. Like Mike Hill. Remember when Mike Hill said they wanted a reality show showing professional women, professional men, college educated men, and blah, blah, blah. But y'all don't want to see the flaws in yourselves. Y'all want everybody to see how you are professionally, but the character flaws and the personality traits that are lacking, y'all don't want to see that, because that means that there's a requirement to correct that. And what I love about this show is that these women why is this 26 minutes? Oh my God. That these women are showing their character flaws. They are. I'm trying to figure out the way to, maybe, I don't know. Y'all just have to deal with it. Kira, Tiffany, and Alex, they go to Alex's house. He renovated his house. That door is ridiculous. He's a trucking mogul. His house, the decor was just like, literally, you didn't ask anybody for help. You thought this shit was cute and they sold it to you. That's what it looks like to me. But they had Kira sold him the house. They had a real fun, like, closing party. And when he closed on the house, they had his mom there. They had a DJ there. All his friends were there and stuff like that. That door is ridiculous. I was like, that door is sickening. The way that it opened, did you see the way it opened? It opened like side, but I'd be afraid that something would come in from the bottom up there in the bottom. You opening the door this way, and the way that it slides open, it kind of opens like on a kind of like an automatic door. It kind of has that thing at the top that will close it like an automatic door, but it opens out, straight out, instead of back. So it kind of goes diagonally to the side of, not diagonally, like, I don't know how to say, parallel to the house. The door does. So it's like a space on this side, and this is where you come in, because the door is going like this. It opened and it like comes straight like this. So you walk in over here, but this entire side on the other side of the door is open. So what about the little critters that come? Because the critters love Atlanta. When I lived in Atlanta, I had never seen so many damn weird looking crazy ass bugs. I remember one time being there. I don't remember what the gas station was, but on the handle of the gas pump, it was a pink and yellow moth. I was like, where am I? I thought this was the South, not the tropics. What the hell kind of bugs they got down here, child? Anyway, Carlos sold the penthouse. She said, I feel like he has his hand in my purse. All cash, $2.75 million. She was sick. I said, I would have been sick too. Can you imagine the commission on that, bitch? Oh my God. She was like, what? That was not supposed to happen. That was not supposed to go like that. And he was like, look. She was like, show me. He got the phone. She was looking. She was like, this is not supposed to happen. She dropped his phone on the bar. And he was like, you're great. He gave her all these compliments on how great she was and how she was on point with her knowledge. You're knowledgeable, you on point, you know your stuff, and da 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 da. But you need to learn how to eat shit, he told her. She was like, I need to get my business back. He was like, okay, so what was your plan with Sell Atlanta? She was like, well, with Sell Atlanta, I wanted to get the women together and da 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 da. He was like, that's some bullshit. No, I don't even want to hear shit like that. You ain't trying to get no women together, da 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 da. You really could basically told her, you trying to do this shit and bring these women together, you are bad enough to do this shit on your own. And she was like, I was doubting myself. He didn't doubt me. He actually gave her a lot of compliments about her job, about doing her job and how well she does it. And she was like, I doubted myself. And he basically told her, you don't need these women. She was like, I don't think I may not need them. You're so good at what you do. People are going to want to be a part of it. You don't need to ask anyone to be a part of anything. You can build it. And she says, you don't need to be friends to go into business together. Let me tell you one thing that I've learned. When I I used to sell Body Magics, artists, right? Artists International. Y'all remember Body Magics, right? The shapewear. So I went into business with a friend, right? And I remember when I realized it wasn't the best idea, um, that someone told me, don't do business with friends and family, do business with strangers, do dinner with family and friends. I'll never forget that. Do not do, he says, do business with strangers, do dinner with family and friends. Don't do business with family and friends. And when Robin said we don't need to be friends, this idea that's one thing women have a problem with working in business. Y'all want to be friends. You want to be friends. You want to be friends, and you do not need to be friends to do business together. You don't. Get that paperwork drawn up. Make sure everything is straight, because you don't have to be friends. And if they would understand that, and I notice that everywhere when they do these reality shows in the house, somebody is when they do the competition shows, how many times does somebody have to say, I'm not here to make friends. Y'all here to make friends. We're in a competition. This is a competition. Y'all want to, oh, let's be friends. Let's be BFFs. Let's share makeup and let's share fucking robes and shit and socks and shit. No, we don't need to be friends to do business together. I'm with Robin on that. Um, he says, I'm gonna give you all my listings. I'm about to buy a new place, a new space. It's all yours. I got another resident in Atlanta. And he was just naming off. He was like, I got 3 properties I could give you. They well over $500,000. I got my residence in Atlanta. That's at something. He doing it for the camera. He letting the people know I'm about to give this girl a lot of money. And then they shook on it. I was like, he better pay up, because some men, well, when they see a camera around or when they know they have an audience, they exaggerate. They tend to exaggerate, right? They put on a show for the people who are watching. So I'm glad she was like, let's shake on it, because you sitting up here on this camera telling me I'm getting 3 of your listings. You about to buy another building. I don't know if is it a residential building? It's a commercial building? What's going on? Because I'm gonna give you that, and you can have all of that building. You can sell all the space in there. Then I got my residence in Atlanta. You could have that. And she was like, let's shake on it. They shook on it. I was like, okay, she about to get paid. Seal the deal. She was like, maybe I don't need them. Maybe I will get people to come to my boutique brokerage firm on their own. Right? So Cristyl invited Kira to have a 5-star lunch. She does these for people who she's trying to basically get their business. And she says that they both have serious relationships that ended 4 and 5 years ago. Cristyl said nothing bad happened. She was just tired of how she was being treated. And then it was funny how she shaded her ex-boyfriend. She's like, oh my God, I speak about him in past tense like he's no longer living. That was shade, okay? We know what it is. That's why I said Crystyl's not dumb. She's smart. She knows what she's doing. And it seems like she has this, like, I don't know what she's doing, but I feel like if it was done to her, she wouldn't like it. So if Kira was closing all of her contracts with your firm, and Tiffani was like, girl, you closing so much, you got enough business to go around, close some of your contracts with me, you would be like, bitch, you trying to take my business. That's bad business. You being shady and you're being rude, and then you're trying to say, it's funny because in the first episode, Cristyl, you said that Tiffani wasn't your competition. If she's not your competition, is there a reason why you're going after her clients? That's not cool. Are you going to close with us or not? She was like, you're putting me on the spot. I'm not stealing work for Tiffani. She could spread her closing around. It's not a big deal. She told her she was coming on strong. It is a big deal. You're trying to take money out of Tiffani's pockets by taking the person that she deals with the most. And I was with Tiffani. That's shady. It's shady. I'm sorry. I don't think that there's anywhere else that you can slice it. If the girl is not your competition, go find other business elsewhere. Why do you gotta mess with this business? Plus, I'm not gonna say nothing else. At Hall's law firm, we sitting there with I don't know why this is like a normal scene that we see men standing around while the wives are building the fucking name of the family. The law they're built. It's like it's really weird. You marry someone, take their last name, because that's on some patriarchal bullshit. When you get sold to the from one man, from your father, he sells you to another man, you take on his last name, and then you build a legacy under his last name. And then when it's all said and done, you want to keep his last name because you built his last name, right? I'm so glad Melody changed her last name. I really she's not going by Holt anymore. I think she's going by her middle name now, I think. Melody, I can't remember what her middle name was, but she's not going by Holt. I don't see Holt on her name anymore. And I love that because it's like, why continue to build on that name? First of all, it'd be called T and T something. I don't know why y'all be putting these niggas' last names on the sides of y'all building, because that's my name. It's not. Anyways, they was broken on food stamps and working together. I appreciate all of you being here for me. I wanted perfection, and even when I'm less than perfect, y'all continue to support me. I do this because I care. Robin says she appreciates her supporting her when she needed, so she's going to be there to support her. This video is too long. Crystyl's not here. She's like, Crystyl's not here. Kira tells them about the 5-star lunch. Tiffani says that's too much. I thought we were supposed to be collaborating and supporting each other. Or are we directly competing against each other? Because what's the tea? I didn't invite her. She wasn't invited. Everybody knows that Cristyl was wrong for trying to take business from Tiffani. Kira they were trying to take a picture. Robin was like, can you take the picture? She didn't want to be in the picture. I wouldn't want to be in the picture too. She's being petty. She's mad at her, and she has a right to be mad at her. She wants to be mad at her. Let her be mad at her for whatever reason, how petty or simple it is to us. She wants to be mad and have an attitude and have her jaw all clenched up, and she can't take a picture and all this other stuff. Fine, Kira. Ain't nobody about to kiss your ass because you mad because somebody unfollowed you. Great. Take the picture or not. She taking a picture all on the side like that. And if you look, when she gave the picture, Robin was kind of cut off on the pictures. I would love to see how those pictures came out. That's why when people used to, I remember. No. Anyways. Robin and Kiana go off into the boardroom to have a conversation. And Robin basically says what I said about last week. What Cristyl did to her is only going to confirm and affirm how she feels about women. All it's going to do is being like, see, I told you this is why I don't trust women. This is why I treat women with a long handle spoon. Now, Kiana says it's a red flag that, that she doesn't get along with women. Yes, it is a red flag, but you have to remember her first weird ass relationship with a woman was with her mother. So it's going to shape everything. And a lot of women who say they don't get along with women, or it's not because they don't get along with women. The first relationship with a woman is tarnished. Just the same way as it goes with men. When women have weird relationships with their dad, their relationships with men are weird. When women have weird relationships with their mothers, their relationships with other women are kind of weird. Yeah, it's a red flag for a woman to say she doesn't get along with other women, but you got to take into account how she was raised. You got to take into account who were the women around her life. How did she get to a space where she doesn't trust women? How did that happen? She didn't wake up and say, you know what? I don't fucking like women. Now, there are some women who take on that, right? They practice misogyny and they don't like women at all, right? They even go as far as to think of themselves and other women as lesser beings to men. But it is a red flag. And she's like, she wanted to be my friend. I think she just wanted to be cool with me to see if I was fucking her man. I was like, oh my God, girl, really? So you decided to be cool with somebody, and you thought the motivation behind the relationship was she wanted to see if you was messing with her man. I'm so glad this was on. I am so glad this was on. I did not know. See, she was like, see, you just named 5 reasons. Cristyl is the welcome wagon. She's the party bus. She's the good da 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 da. But why would you want to be her friend if you thought the motivation for her being your friend was so she can watch you around her man? That's weird. Um, she has a collection of friends. She doesn't realize that some of her friends are fragile. You know, she's a sorority girl. And then Kiana was like, have you thought about how she feels? She said, no, I can't think about how she feels. If she wants to tell me how she feels, she needs to speak and be clear about how she feels. I can't think about how she feels because I don't know how she feels. She needs to learn how to communicate and speak up for herself. It's up to her to tell me how she feels. And she was like, well, y'all need to figure it out. And she was like, well, I'm just really upset because she didn't have my back. In that situation, she should have had my back. And Kiana was like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. She should have. She, like Tiffani said, she was supposed to be there to be the mediator, not the instigator. And it came off as though she was the instigator. Let's see. She was like, girl, what was up with your girl? She acted like she didn't, little baby act like she didn't want to take the picture. She was like, girl, and then they called Kira. Kira, come here, watch. I'm about to show you, watch, come here. So she called Kira over there, and Kira's on her way over there, and they're going to have a conversation, I guess. This video went way too long. Hopefully, I don't know why it's so long. I'm not sure. I don't know what I was talking about, honey. So you want me to run after you like you give me penis. That's what Cristyl says to Robin next week. I want to tell, I get so mad. It really bothers me. It really bothers me that women, I know y'all are so smart. It bothers me when y'all act like you can't function without dick. Like you act like for her to even say you wanted me to run after you, like you were giving me penis. That's not the shade that you think it is. You sound stupid saying stuff like that. You too old to be running after dick. I can see in your early 20s, you running after somebody then lay, you ain't never had no dick like that in your life, and you're like, oh, I want some more of that, and you keep going back and getting it. But after a while, you're not supposed to be chasing penis or even acting like you are. I don't understand. There's something that bothers me when I know that I know that it's an act. I know that it's a performance. You acting like you can't think because you need some dick or something, like something is not right. I don't know why that, when I heard Cristyl say that, I was like, girl, that's not, you sound stupid. That's one way. That's one way to make me lose respect for you. If you act like you so preoccupied with men and dick and you just can't function because you need a man around you or you need some dick around you. That really bothers me. That's the quickest way for me to lose respect for a woman is she act like she can't function and she can't operate without dick. It's like, ooh, girl. Ooh. Anyways, y'all, we're going to see what's going to happen. Thank you to all the ladies who list. Thank you all for sharing your character flaws with us so that we can sit here and talk about them. I know that it's hard, but I hope that you all are watching your edits and listening to how it is that how your image is projecting off the screen to so many of us who are reviewing these shows. I really appreciate y'all sharing because I know that it's hard, especially Black women, when we do the work. And I'm glad that you guys, in addition to being, successful in real estate, but to show like, yeah, I'm successful here, but I have these character flaws too. And I think that's what shows us and humanizes Black women, is to show what we are doing our thing, but we have other things that we need to work on. So thank y'all for sharing your lives with us. All right. Kiana, Kira, Robin, Tiana, Tiffani. Who else is there? I think that's it. Thank y'all for sharing your lives with us. All right. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.